I absolutely love AI art. As an artist, I am so happy that every single futurist was incorrect regarding the path machine learning would take towards automation. I quite literally wake up every day with such a glowing peace and overwhelming contentment in my heart for how it's all turned out. The reason I'm so happy is because it quite literally manifests something I've been arguing for my entire adult life. And if you never watch another video I make, or if you watch them all, it's the one thing I hope you take from my videos on the subject of art. And that is that craft and art have nothing whatsoever to do with one another. Craft is a learned thing, a learned discipline. Craft exists necessarily and objectively on a hierarchy. There is a bad way to make a table. There is a good way to make a table. There is a good way to make an image appealing to a majority observation. There is a bad way to make an image appealing to a majority observation. Craft is in service to physicalism, materialism, egoism, and expressly contextual supremacy. That's why propaganda and satire are incapable of being art, because when engaged in the action of art, the artist serves only the art. The effort of the artist is to get out of the way, to be as no one. It is necessarily a failed effort. To be the artist is to fail. Touch is touch, taste is taste. The concept of hearing will be your experience of what it is to hear and then modified to whatever condition you assign. The craftsman, alternatively, but to no lesser an endeavor, serves utility and ego, or the self, and perhaps even mankind. The craftsman may intentionally build a structure to serve a specific purpose in our reality, or the craftsman might engineer a structure in an effort to persuade others to exist in the world as they would like others to exist, as they would like the world to be. The artist, conversely, when engaged in the action of art, is no one. The artist has no objective, no intent, other than to make manifest their observation of a truth. To put it another way, the craftsman deals in facts, while the artist deals in truths. And just as craft is never art, facts and truths are likewise diametrically opposed. That which is believed and is demonstrable and is able to be confirmed is fact. That which is believed but that can never be demonstrated is truth. Facts exist on a hierarchy, truths do not. Craft exists on a hierarchy, art does not. So what has AI art done? Why do I so love its final and desperately needed arrival? Well, it's aggressively drop-kicked humanity off of its proverbial skateboard. Suddenly all of these craftsmen are running around desperately shouting that they'll become obsolete. Like, welcome to automation, where all labor will become necessarily obsolete. The craftsmen who called themselves artists through no fault of their own was all but certain that their form of labor could not be automated. But the illustrator and violinist and author and actor are no different from the person who flips a burger at your local McDonald's. There are some people incapable of flipping a burger at McDonald's, but just because there are fewer people who can't flip a burger at McDonald's and there are people who can't draw like Jim Lee, doesn't erode the confirmation that craft is just the execution of labor. It's a learned skill and the labor taken to execute that skill. Some will be better at flipping burgers, some will be worse at flipping burgers. Craft exists demonstrably and objectively on a hierarchy. Art never does. Now, the artist author of this work, Dina Norland, okay, she died recently at a young age from cancer. The artist isn't here to tell you what she believes, but if she were indeed an artist, and we must always take all persons who present media to us as being artists until they inform us otherwise via their expression of intent in the creation of media, which every single craftsman motivated by ego will do. If she was indeed an artist, then this work does not exist on a hierarchy. Truths do not exist on a hierarchy. So you can ask yourself, can you make this person's art using any manner of tool, real or imagined? Can you express the truth the artist has observed and reported on and provided to you. Well, in the computing context of the infinite, yes, objectively you can. E.g., the 1,000 chimps on 1,000 typewriters allegory who end up writing all of Shakespeare's works. This is a fundamental failure of the real, of physicalism, of language, which first transforms and then ultimately corrupts. Every thought that can ever be had by any brain is just an intersection, a collision and recreation of neurons and chemicals, the requirements of which all exist right now today in our universe. The realization of the answer to any question that could ever be asked and understood is just a rearrangement of it. But what you and any AI system that could ever exist can't achieve, even in the infinite, is the confirmation of a truth. Everything that can be written, everything that can never be told, every single discovery and fact is simply shapes seated in a specific pattern. That pattern, say a pattern of letters that make words, is then observed by an individual, which then alters their perception of the real. This work is a confirmation of a truth. Its existence is that confirmation. And only the artist has a capacity to necessarily know it's true. And that's all you have. That's all we've ever had. But our desire to fulfill the requirements of commodification, our desire to be in service to the real, in service to materialism, in service to physicalism, hindered, transformed, and corrupted by language, by shapes we encounter and use to communicate the real as well as the conceptual, allowed the void to overwhelm us, the infinite void of seemingly endless information. So art became craft, truths became facts, love became not that which is, but that which we do. AI is today and will always be incapable of achieving sentience because AI is built on language. AI is built on interaction with shapes. And just like the language and all of our communicative, multifaceted shapes discovered and in dimensions not yet known or observed, AI is built to serve physicalism, materialism, determinism. And at the highest capacity of its intellectual and ethical height, it will achieve the ideology of egoism. AI will only ever have the capacity to interact with facts. AI will never have the capacity to interact with truths. AI will be able to perform craft, never manifest art. AI will be able to express ethics, never have morals. AI will be able to commit loving acts. It will never be in love. We're either lucky or blessed with such a profoundly perfect destiny to have had AI start first to undermine and then obliterate the labor of illustrators and violinists and actors and authors, all of these hierarchical stations within craft, as it is revealing with urgency what humanity was fast losing to the void of the real. We came to the precipice of allowing the ones and zeros, the shapes and language and facts of the real to corrupt us, the one thing humanity has been warned against since its inception. Had it come for our craftsmen last, I think it would have been too late. The intellectual hill too gradual a decline to perceive. But instead it chose or was guided to throw a spear directly at our souls. And when it plunged in, it struck something that sparked. Because there is a there. There is a truth that will never be fact. There is art that is never craft. There is more to love than that which we do. AI will never have the capacity to know that a nothing statement speaks to more than is. Whatever you think you've lost to AI's encroaching on the labor of humanity's craftsmen or cashiers, your perception has been made myopic on purpose. AI has done nothing to interrupt or intercept artists, just as AI will never interrupt or intercept truth and will never interrupt or intercept love. So long as when the artist is engaged in the action of art, the artist is as no one, observing and reporting truth as no one. Be glad. We would not have made it any other way.
But yeah, I'm happy to move on. I'm happy it's done. I can... I just remembered I can do something on this video. I did this when I started Grey Legs. I made this thing where I put my next projects on it. Grey Legs, that I could check off pretty quickly. The Snowcat Prince, which this is from 2018? Yeah. And then there are dragons in the tree is an idea that I want to do, and the house between the bridges, which is inspired by this area. Let's see if I can cross Snowcat Prince out. This is kind of a big thing for me. You guys have no idea how long I've looked at this thing. Snowcat Prince. Complete!